I'm Gemma Allen with theCUBE. We are live on the ground in Las Vegas. It's Dell Technologies World 2026. All of the action's happening here. And I am at the AMD booth with Mike Darby. Mike, thanks for having me.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
There is some really interesting looking spec here. Looks like it has a lot of horsepower. Talk me through what's happening here.
So on our booth here is the 350X Series GPUs, an 8-way board meshed together with 2.3 terabytes of HBM in one package going in one server. So very large models for enterprise AI is what happens here. The key at Dell with the 350X series is the 355X. That's a 1.4 kilowatt GPU times 8 in a single package. Now Dell offers this, even though it's 1.4 kilowatts per GPU, in an air-cooled 10U server so that enterprises can go to the top of the line in GPUs. And so with the air-cooled, as you see here with the heat sinks, would go into the XE9785. And when they sell it in a liquid-cooled with cold plates on it, it'll be in the XE9785L.
Wow. Talk me through the opportunity and potential this offers to customers, right? We know that there has been a massive race for GPUs. Speed, scale is everything right now. Who can this help potentially in a new TAM for AMD?
Yeah, so the hardware has always been great, and what people are going to be excited about this year, especially in the enterprise space, is the out-of-box performance with ROCm 7, with AMD Inference Microservices to pull this, turn it on, launch the AIM, and you have out-of-box performance on the most popular AI models without having to have a PhD or a computer science degree to figure it out. So the cool thing that I want to headline today is that those servers I mentioned are in Dell's Customer Solution Center right now live, ready to take remote POCs. You don't have to buy the huge server to try it and prove that it works. Dell has that ready to go live right now.
Let's talk about deployment for a second. How long does it take to put this in action, make this real, and realize value from this?
So generally, if you're going through the POC first, you know what you're doing before you get it on site, and time to value is Dell's bread and butter. And they're very good at deployment. And generally, especially if you're in the liquid-cooled space, these things are coming out already racked and cabled. I heard that Jeff Clarke say earlier today, there's 6 hours to deploy a rack from arriving and having it running. So Dell takes care of that part, and we've taken care of the out-of-box performance so that it's ready to go once they turn on the blinky lights.
Wow. Well, there's a lot happening here broadly. This is quite the booth. Talk me through what else.
Yeah, let's walk over here. We're going to take a look at our exciting new PCIe offer.
So Mike, we have here what looks like a tractor and a scooter. Break it down.
So very excited today because Dell recently announced earlier this month that they're going to have the new Instinct MI350P offered in PowerEdge systems. So we have our AMD Instinct here, our AMD EPYC here. These are Turin-based platform. This is the R7725, so 2U, 2-socket mainstream. Bread and butter for enterprise, accessible to a normal data center that has air cooling. And now we have an accessible GPU for that enterprise that will go into a mainstream server. So the 350P goes up to 600 watts, but in this server, it'll run in a mainstream data center at 450. We'll see the 600 watt server in a minute. So 450 watts in an R7725, 144 gigs of HBM memory. That's more than you'll find anywhere else. And the new data formats, FP4, FP6 are in here as well. And then crucially, for the customers who need it, native FP64 is also in our Gemma card as well.
Wow, so let's stay on memory for a second because we know it's a big bottleneck right now, right? We talk about TOPS and we know that memory is really the key formula here. So everything is happening here on the chip. That means that you have pretty much realized instant value in an inference era right here, right?
Yes, and not only that, with the fact that it's a lot of memory, but it's also HBM3E. So like an amazing amount of bandwidth. So
wow.
Because the main use case being inference, it's all about that latency, time to first token, the user experience so that your attention span doesn't, move somewhere else while you're waiting for your response.
And we talk about tokens, we talk about tokenomics, we talk about total cost of ownership. Talk to us about the AMD pitch for that side of this business. How do you guys solve for some of the modern day challenges we see in here all the time?
Well, I think from a TCO perspective, our story from the beginning has always been performance for TCO, competitive and winning opportunities. That's our bread and butter. And now that we have this, the AMD Enterprise software reference stack out in the market with the AMD Inference Microservices, so you can click it out of the box and get to time to value without, again, having a computer science degree. It's just accessible now. Everyone wants an alternative. It's there, and now it's easy to try.
Mike, I love AMD because I love Lisa Su, right? I love to see a female leading a company of this scale in this era. You guys have had I think a great quarter. You're making a lot of ground. It is obviously a very large incumbent in the industry, but you guys are certainly, changing the narrative. Talk to me a little bit about the market opportunities right now, like what's actually happening in the field. There must be a lot of new activity that didn't exist 3 years ago.
Yeah, it's interesting because, a lot of the business that I've personally been involved in over the course of my career in the past several years has been a lot of cloud. There a lot of, as we heard on stage earlier today at Dell Tech World, 5,000 customers on the Dell AI Factory. But most of the revenue to date that I'm aware of has always been very large cloud deployments. And so the interesting thing as we look at the market growth that have a roadmap for to investing in is on the enterprise side, the growth is, it's as big as we were talking about, like the cloud market being, not too far in the past. So the opportunity is huge everywhere. There's no limit to it. There's room for plenty of players, and that's why the alternative is important.
I mean, it's certainly there for the taking too, right? Folks can't buy and scale quick enough. What's ahead for you and the team at AMD? I mean, some really exciting product announcements here at Dell Tech World. How are you going to go and bring these market messages to the field? I'm
glad you asked. So the other cool thing that Dell talked about as we announced with the 350P, as well as Dell's announcements for their new modular AI factory solutions, is we're going to have the 350P in Dell's AI factory, and the Dell AI platform with AMD is part of the family. And so all of the goodness that Dell brings to enterprise and bringing AI to life for enterprises, laying it on top of our hardware is going to be with us as well. So we're very excited about that. But what I want to show you, this is just the mainstream platform for the data center that, just for 1 or 2 GPUs per server. If we go around the corner, we'll see the big one.
Oh, wow. Okay, let's do it.
745. So we started with the R7725, 2U 2-socket mainstream. Now we're at 4U 2-socket. Still mainstream, okay? We're still not up to even the 8-way air-cooled that could still go into enterprise that we started with. This is the XE7745 that can hold up to 8 double-wide GPUs. This is where we get our 600 watts at launch with Dell per card. So it can run it at full power, and you get the best. If you're, not all workloads are made the same. Some people need their NUMAs arranged, 1-to-1 CPU to GPU. This is 4 GPUs per CPU in this system, paired again with the Turing processor. So this is for the enterprise that needs a little bit more horsepower, but is still in that PCIe chem swim lane.
So what are we talking here? Are we talking about enterprise devs? Give me a typical use case for this.
I mean, every use case under the sun. At this point, it's hard to define a vertical that's the sweet spot, because it's all of the top models that exist on the planet are, out in the open weights world. Everything's on VLLM or SGLang at this point. Most people aren't down in the weeds doing a kernel optimization, and all of the optimizations are already in the microservices. So it's really across the board enterprise use cases are available to you now.
Wow. Talk to me about, staying ahead of the curve, the speed, the race for scale, at this moment, right? There is so much happening. Enterprise is shifting fundamentally, the buyer journey is shifting, the decision makers are shifting. How do you guys at AMD think about that? How do you prepare and stay apace with the market?
Pace is the key word to what you're describing here. I mean, I came from Dell. I had 16 years of Dell before I came to AMD, and both AI hit everyone like a ton of bricks, and everything is so frenetic and fast-paced, and you have to keep sprinting to keep up. It's amazing watching the development and the roadmap and the things that I can't possibly say right now on camera that I know are coming that are gonna, this is just the beginning.
Well, it's interesting you say that, because we had a conversation with some of the leadership at Dell this morning, and we talked about how is one Dell Technologies World enough, right? Things are happening so quickly now. These cycles are changing so fast. How do you even keep customers apprised of all that's moving and shifting? What are your thoughts on that?
It's constant touch. I mean, honestly, Dell Tech World is the headline event, but we partner with Dell in global events, tens and tens of them all over the world throughout the year, and take this show on the road at different scales in different cities. So this will keep happening as well. So people, if you didn't get to travel to the US for this, we'll catch you in Paris, we'll catch you in Toronto, we'll catch you in Bangalore. There's plenty of opportunity for that.
A well-traveled man. Okay, and then lastly, we've heard a lot today and this week about, this move to on-prem, right? This move for more sovereignty, more control.
Yes.
What the future of inference looks like and who it sits with. What are you seeing in the market? Like, how is AMD responding to some of the, I guess you could call it somewhat of a 180 from public cloud to private cloud to now this world of, scale, speed, but also like a control plane that's well managed, right?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
I mean, if you came to Dell Tech World several years ago before the AI boom, you wouldn't have heard AI every 3 seconds. You would have heard cloud and multi-cloud every 3 seconds and various definitions of what cloud meant and everything. So, Dell always had the hybrid cloud story. And so on-prem is in their DNA. And it's always about the optionality to bounce between them dynamically and everything. So the key for me being with AMD and partnering with Dell in these platforms is that they're designed for enterprises to be able to do this stuff on-prem. The Instinct GPUs are in the cloud. You can burst. It's in many clouds, of your choice. When you need to leave your on-prem for whatever your reasons are. But now, finally, with this, you have, if you couldn't have consumed the 8-way, which not everyone can, just for a power per rack perspective or whatever your workload might not need to take advantage of that much of an investment. Now we've just opened up the aperture to the number of customers who can truly try us and have the option.
I think a key part of this message is we think about hybrid cloud is really meeting customers where they're at, right? And that is such an important part of this technology conversation right now. It's not necessarily a one-size-fits-all, right?
Absolutely.
So from the perspective of AMD, where are the priorities? Like, what are you guys thinking about and planning for the next 6 to 12 months? What can we expect, Mike, back here in 2027?
Oh, man. I will reveal nothing and just say that things are going to continue to be very exciting going forward.
Great. Well, it's certainly a very exciting company. We are watching closely all the time for the New York Stock Exchange at theCUBE.
Absolutely.
Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks very much. Appreciate it.